Justin Fields. What did you see, Terry? What did you like? What didn't you like? Just give us your opinion on Justin. To kick this thing off.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. I thought the Bears would beat Green Bay. If I'd have had to pick that game, I would have picked Chicago at home. But for some reason, Green Bay just owns Chicago. I guess Aaron Rodgers may have been correct because Jordan Love comes in and throws 3 touchdowns and runs for 1, something like that. I don't know. It was a pretty amazing performance by him. And then Justin just looks like Justin. He can run like crazy and he needs movement to create his passing. The pocket stuff has not gotten there yet. I don't know. I'm not quick to judge quarterbacks, but Jordan Love's in his 4th year, and look what he's done.
Yep.
You look at other young quarterbacks that are number 1 picks that are having an impact on their football team, and while he's a gifted young man, and maybe it gets his offense. Maybe it's still not enough weapons, but I'm just sitting there, wondering. I'm kind of lost. I'm kind of lost I want him to do so well, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
He does incredible things, but from the pocket. Look, Dave, I'm 75 years old, turned 75 September 2nd, and I am so old school, and I have gotten I've done a good job of educating and moving myself to the modern era of the NFL. But if you can't throw from the pocket, my friend, it's hard to win in this league. I don't care how talented you are. So I'm gonna keep giving him a pass. I talked to Urban Myers about him 2 weeks ago, and Urban loves him. So he's a great young man. He's got a great arm, great physical attributes, and I haven't seen the difference. If you get when Manning went into the Colts, they had an impact. You just saw it. You saw it. The
right.
Offense.
Yep.
You just said, man, this guy's got it. When you saw the guy at Buffalo, you go, man, this guy's got it. When you saw Drew Brees running Sean Payton's offense, you went, wow, man, this is amazing. Smart in the pocket. You look at Bradford. You see all the Herbert out with the Chargers almost Sunday. I did say San Diego Sunday. I don't know why. Anyway,
they were there a long time.
You see them get the new contracts, and they just make a difference. And I'm not seeing that. Yep. I'm just not seeing it. And I don't know that I'll ever see it. I just don't know if I'll ever see it. I don't know what the holdup is. I'm not in the quarterback room. Urban says he's extremely intelligent, so I'm dang sure I would never, because of my future or my path in the NFL, I would never ever question a person's intelligence. You got to be pretty damn smart to play quarterback in the NFL. So I'm not going to say that, but the RPO thing, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the threat down the field, the medium. I just don't see the passing that I want to see from an NFL quarterback. I don't care who it is.
TB, did he get too conservative? Is that a thing? He used to be, I'll take off and run, designed runs, throw the ball down the field, and then in this game it seemed like his first read at times was the check down. Can you coach aggression out of a quarterback? Because we're worried that's what's happened to Justin Fields.
No. Well, here's what could have happened very easily. They could have preached and beat him over the head. If it's not there, check down. If it's not there, check down. And sometimes, Dave knows this, sometimes you have more than one route going deep. You may have another complementary route on the backside and then a check down. So you actually could go through one, not a check down. You could go one, skip the check down, go to 3, back to the check down. So you can look at those safeties, you can see what the coverage is, so on and so forth. So you don't have to do the check downs that quickly. Now, how's the pass protection? How's the running game? Well, how are the receivers? I don't care who you are, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. If you don't have the weapons around you, my friend, we're going to have this conversation next year and the following year, and we maybe get to a point where we say, well, I wonder what went wrong with Justin Fields. And I'm probably going to tell you, surround him, my friend. Give him talent. And then you'll see it. Because if you're a Hall of Fame quarterback, you had a Hall of Fame offense. You had skilled people that were outstanding. You had an offensive line that will give you time. You get pressured as a young quarterback. You resort to your safety net, and that's his speed. You, boom, put it under, and the fans go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a career that's 9 years long because you get your ass knocked off. I mean, you just get pounded, my friend. And I don't care. Look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton's first football game I'll never forget was against the Green Bay Packers. It was at home, his rookie year, his first start, and he threw for over 400 yards and I don't know how many touchdowns. I sat there and watched that game, and I went, now here's a guy like Justin Fields, or Justin Fields is like him, and you go, well, they didn't have great players, you know?
Right.
But he was an amazing player. So is Getsy's offense, is it good? Is it good enough? You know, are they coaching him to run their offense? Are they designing an offense to fit his strengths?
Right.
Or are they trying to move him forward in moving the football down the field? I will say this. Just because there are 32 offensive coordinators in the NFL does not mean there are 32 good ones.
That makes all the sense in the world, Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw with us, along with Dave Wanstead on Parkins and Spiegel. So much fun. All right, I want to ask you, the quarterback, and our buddy Wani, the defensive coordinator and head coach, obviously. What does the Packers game plan tell us about what they and perhaps the league thinks of Justin? Their first meeting in 2022, last year, right? They played 40% played 40% zone coverage. The second meeting, they played 80% zone coverage. This one, this past week, 90% zone coverage. They're keeping everything in front of them and playing down the field. They're playing zone like crazy against Justin Fields. What does that tell you that the Packers think about the quarterback?
They fear him running. When you're playing zone, you're keeping your eyes in front of you. You're playing your areas. Man coverage, you lock up and run. And unless they spy him and bring in another defensive back, they could answer this better than I can. But you got to have someone that can run with it. If you spy him, zone coverage for a young quarterback is always slower for them to adjust to, because once they get their reads, they know where the pockets are. Right? All zones there's pockets between the people. I got short out. I got medium to tackle. I got short out. I got the deep third. I got the deep middle, 20 yards. I got the roll to the left, roll to the right. I got the safety up, safety over, corner off, corner up. All of this there's only two coverages, man and zone. That's all there is. So if they're playing more zone, it's because they fear him running the football.
Yeah, I would.
They can tackle him.
Yeah, and Terry's right on point. And also they can disguise. And what Terry's talking about, versus cover 3, there's going to be an open area in the field that the receiver's got to find, and the quarterback's got to know the coverage as compared to what cover 2 say. So all of a sudden, you're changing the coverages in the middle of from play to play. The receiver's got to adjust, and the quarterback's got to adjust and read that coverage. So it taxes you a little bit as far as your knowledge and physical parts.
That's what I'm wondering, Coach. If you were playing against a quarterback who you didn't believe saw the field and was an anticipatory thrower, would you play zone or would you play man?
Well, I would start off with playing zone for sure. Playing man is the easiest thing, Terry will tell you that, for a quarterback. I mean, you're man-to-man, you're one-on-one. I mean, So, no, the game plan totally makes sense. I would give the defensive coordinator a lot of credit. I mean, and the scramble thing, I mean, that's what you got to start with. Hey, Terry, one more thing. Of the games you watched this week, was there a team that jumped out at you as far as, wow, they really impressed me one way or another, either being real good or disappointing? One team.
Well, they're probably. I thought Tampa Bay's victory was the shocker. I did not see that happening.
Right.
Baker Mayfield in the second half was like 20 or 22, 2 touchdowns. I mean, didn't see that at all. I didn't see Pittsburgh.
The 49ers. Wow. Yeah.
I was shocked by that. Jets, I was shocked that they were able to win that game. And now Wilson is back in, and they're, of course, he's in his third year like Justin, and they're saying the same thing in New York that they're saying maybe in Chicago or maybe not. I'm not really familiar with what they're saying about him, but I thought Buffalo was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what Josh Allen was thinking. God, I'll tell you, and I've said this many times, as a quarterback, I very seldom would throw an interception deep, all right, because I can see it. I can see what's happening deep. I maybe can't see what's happening closer to the line of scrimmage or 10, 12 yards because there's a lot of stuff going on. But deep, I can see that. I can see the safeties. I can see if they're rolling up cover 3. I can see I can dictate coverage. I can dictate a lot of coverages with my formations. And Dave will tell you that when I do a certain formation, I'm taught. I know you can't run a certain defense. You can't do it. So we're going to play cat and mouse. I'm going to set up an offense. I'm going to set up a formation. And I know you've got to do 1, 2, maybe 3. I doubt it. So throwing deep, you should not throw interceptions is basically what I'm saying. So I was disappointed there. I went around the Seattle. Oh, I tell you, hey, Dave, has anybody talked about the Los Angeles Rams?
No.
And them going up and beating Seattle and beating them the way they did.
No, I thought the talk around the league was that they were going to lay down and try to get the first pick in the draft is what I thought was going to happen. Obviously,
every time I hear that.
No, that did not happen. But no.
No. But I could go game by game. Arizona's defense was outstanding.
No, hey, you know what, Terry? Listen, when we had you on, when we told people we were coming on, people were like, "Oh my God, how are the birds?" Because last time your birds were going crazy when you were on. So want to know how the birds are and how what's it like with Jimmy and Dave not coming out there?
Well, Jimmy was there.
Well, I know for week 1, but he's not going to be there every week. I mean, you're gonna miss Jimmy and Dave. No,
is Jimmy coming this week or not?
Jimmy's got pictures of somebody. Jimmy's got the greatest job in the world.
Yeah,
is he coming this? Is he on schedule?
Let me tell all your listeners that Jimmy will come to California and be on the show only when Fox has double headers, when we have 2 games, okay? Jimmy will be on the set. He's not on the set this week. We're a single-header team. In other words, we're going to do 1 game national, and then all the local teams get their games there, but we won't. It doesn't go national. So Jimmy will not be there this week.
Woo!
Now, the following week,
it's good to be Jimmy.
The 3rd and the 4th week, he'll be there because we have double headers both weeks, okay? So that's Jimmy's schedule set up by Jimmy.
It's good to be Jimmy, Terry.
That's pretty good.
I told you, man.